Hello and welcome back to the channel. So in this video I'm going to have a bit of a rant. Something I've noticed in the hobby for a while now is the price of rolling stock just flying through the roof really, from all the manufacturers, and we all know that the prices they've been going skyward for a while. Obviously locomotives, you know, that's going to be expensive. You know, you've got the body shell, you've got the chassis, you've got the motor, flywheels, the gearing, you've got all the parts of the locomotive. You know it's going to be expensive enough. But really, when you're working in this hobby and you buy a locomotive, that should be the most expensive part of the train. You know, you should be able to put 5 or 6 coaches behind that locomotive, or 10 or 15 freight wagons, and it shouldn't cost you the earth. But that simply isn't the case anymore. And I'm going to have a bit of a rant because I've been noticing the price of rolling stock has been going up just as much as the price of locomotives. I have in front of me loads of rolling stock here that I've bought over the last while, and it's all second-hand items. Now, I did my homework on this. I went into the Hornby website, I've gone into the Bachmann website, I have the prices, I have the product codes, and I had a good look at all the items, and really they can't justify the prices that they're looking for the likes of wagons, and certainly not coaches either. So let's start here. So and this is going to be right across the board really. I didn't go into Rapidos, I didn't go into Curascale or Cavalex, but the prices of all the wagons are just, they're going skyward. It's ridiculous. I mean, when I show you these prices now, you just can't, if you can put two wagons behind a locomotive, I mean, what use is that to you? No use at all. So really, going to the retailer, and I know going to the manufacturer and buying off the manufacturer, totally impossible. Going to the retailer, it's a little bit better, but it's still kind of expensive because they really are beholden, if you want, on the manufacturer's price, and they can discount it slightly. So let's have a look here. So first of all, I went into the Hornby website, and the first item I saw was a Christmas wagon, believe it or not, and the product code was R60316, and essentially it's like that. That's what it is. They painted the kind of green and they put presents inside it. Would you believe how much that wagon is on the Hornby website? Sterling, £32.99. £33 for a wagon essentially like this. All plastic. Think about it, it's all plastic molded, and it's got steel wheels, and they're looking for €33 for it. Right, I'm only getting started. Okay, a tanker wagon, R60282, and it'd be kind of similar. I think it had 3 wheels, similar to that kind of size. Hornby are looking for $24.99 for it. $24.99. Now think about it. If you want to, we can say €25. So if you want to put 3 wagons behind the train, it's going to cost you £75 sterling to put 3 of these wagons behind the train. That's nonsense. Right, let's keep on going. Oh yeah, a Shell tanker, a TTA wagon. This was the best one. This is unbelievable. So the product code is R60259. Now apparently they've improved these wagons. I think they may have given them sprung buffers, which you don't need. I think they put a ladder on it, and they painted the axle boxes. Whippy dippy do, they painted the axle boxes. Here we go. £119.99. £120 sterling for essentially a wagon like that. 3 of them. Enough said. We'll move on to Bachmann. So Bachmann, a mineral wagon. Okay, I'll find a piece of rolling stock here. Oh yeah, it was like this. This is Wren. So this is a Wren item I bought secondhand. So Bachmann's mineral wagon. Product code 37-238A. And it's a 3-pack. So 3 of these in a pack. Sterling. Here we go. 69.95. So €70 for 3 of these. Nothing special about them. In fact, this Wren item, I picked this up for £5. This has steel chassis on it, steel wheels as well. So I'll get on to that. I'll talk about the chap that I buy these wagons off as well. So how could you buy from the retailers and the manufacturers? Here we go. Bachmann 37-528, I think it's E. It's a BR brake fan. Okay, this is an old item, but essentially this is what it is. It's a BR brake fan. I've got steel wheels on this. That BR brake van, sterling, $34.95. Absolutely madness. Madness. What else have we got from Bachmann? Oh yeah, their BR BP tanker. Same again, $34.95. That product code was 37-590. So something like this. £35 sterling. So that's nearly over €100 if you want to put 3 of those behind a train. Okay, going to show you a piece of item on the layout here now. Hornby do a railroad version breakdown crane. Now I went into a retailer site here in the Republic, and they're kind of beholden to the Hornby price. That was retailed at €44.99. Hornby Railroad, just bear that in mind. So you can say the Hornby price is just a little bit more than that. So it's around the, say, between the £45 sterling and £50 sterling for a railroad crane. I want to show you this. Bought this off eBay. See this? This is a Roco item. And I had a good look at the Hornby Railroad item, and I tell you, it is not a patch on this. The detail on this is very good. Roco, very good manufacturer. Look at the detail on this. Independent bogies there. Very, very well detailed item. Try and get in close here. Now the Hornby Railroad breakdown crane does not look anything like that. This off eBay. I'm just going to go back here and make sure I get my prices right. Oh, that cost me, that Roco breakdown crane, €45.59. It was the same price. Now, either Hornby have to lower their price on the breakdown crane or get the detail up to the standard of that older Roco item, because there's something wrong here. Same retailer. I'm going to keep on going. The Sea Line wagon. Very nice items. €45. €45 from that retailer. So that will cost you well over €100 if you want to put 3 of those behind the train. That's madness. They had a Coke wagon at €28.99. Now the Coke wagon, if I show you, it was kind of around that size, something like that. So nearly €30 for one of them. Would you believe they did a 3-pack of 3 of those wagons? And you know how much it was? €84.99. £85 for essentially 3 of these. Doesn't make any sense. Now, I also noticed a HFA hopper wagon on that retailer's website. A 3-pack Would you believe they were 99.99 euros, 100 euros. Now, see this here? This is a Bachmann item. Bought this off eBay. And I bought 11 of them, and I think it cost me 174 euros for the 11 of them sterling. But that broke down to 15 euros, something like that. Broke down to about 15 pounds sterling, I think, each, compared to 100 euro for 3 of them from the retailers. And don't forget, the retailers are kind of discounting it slightly from what you get from the manufacturer. Now, all these items here you see, I buy them from a local model shop, sells everything, and he's got 3 rules. 3 rules, that's all he's got. There's some of the boxes. Mainline, absolutely nothing wrong with them. Daypole, same again. He's got 3 rules, and what are the 3 rules? If it doesn't come in the box, that's a piece of freight stock, it's 5 euros. That equates to £4.39 sterling. £4 sterling, 39 pence. If it's in a box, like one of these, it's 10 euros. That's £8.77. And for all coaches, 15 euros, which equates to £13.16. I've seen coaches going for £60 sterling each. I've seen, look, these coaches here, these Blumenkoster coaches, I picked up 3 of these from that guy. They cost me 15 euros each. There was absolutely nothing wrong with them. They needed a bit of a clean up. So that was 45 euros. 45 euros, which actually equates to, I worked it out, £39.47 sterling for 3 of these, compared to what, 60 pounds each for a new item. It doesn't make any sense. It does not make any sense at all. And that guy has everything. He's got Mainline, he's got Daypole, he's got Hornby, he's got Lima, he's got Jouef, he's even got Bachmann. There's a Bachmann item there. She has Bachmann on it somewhere. Let me see. Bachmann. That cost me a £5. That's a Ren item. That's another £5. Bought this from a retailer. It was a second-hand item. This cost me £15. Yeah, I think it was £15. Do you know how much? £15. Sorry, 15 euro. And guess what? This is all completely die cast. That's quality. See these items here. Walthers. Bought these from the local model shop. The detail on these is unbelievable. Look at the bogies, the printing, the whole lot. These were £15 each. If I was to buy that, something of that quality from a manufacturer like Hornby or Bachmann, it'd be costing me anywhere, I'd say, between 60 and 70 pounds sterling. It's crazy. Same with these coaches. These are Walthers. Bought 2 of these. 15 euros each. That's £13.16. Very, very high quality for £13. You compare that to a railroad coach. What was the railroad coaches come in? They're coming at £25 sterling each. That's about 28 euros. And I bought this for 15 euros. And it's a much better coach. Much better coach than the railroad. There's something completely wrong with the pricing for model railway rolling stock. You should be able to put a decent length train behind that expensive locomotive that you've bought, which has cost you anywhere between Well, railroad, it's £100 for a locomotive now. I mean, the cheapest is a Curascale. What were they? The Curascale were 169. I think they started out a couple of years ago, and they were the cheapest. They're locomotives, but you should be able to put a decent length train behind that locomotive, and it should not be costing you the earth. I don't know how they expect us to buy directly off the manufacturers anymore. I don't think you can. I don't think you can buy off the manufacturers anymore, and the retailers can only do so much. They're only going to give it to you for next to nothing, and they just want to get rid of it now. But then you go to something like a toy fair. Better still is the kind of shop that I go to, where your man has set rules there. You know, no box, €5. If it's boxed, €10. If it's a coach, €15. And there's actually all this stuff. Look at this. Ren. Oh, not Ren. Sorry, Mainline. Look at the quality of this from Mainline. Yeah, it's got plastic wheels. Big deal. Big bloody deal. Do you know, like, that is quality. Look at the bars and everything on it. You know, that cost, what was that? Was in a box. Yeah, that was in a box. That cost me €10. €10. That equates to £8.77. And what Hornby looking for a tanker for? £25 sterling. It's not right. It doesn't make any sense. You know, I think that I looked up this wagon as well. I think this is a Lima. Is this the Lima? No, this is the Hornby. It's a Hornby Troyan. What is it? Oh yeah, a British Rail Freight ferry van. This one cost me, I think it was a £5, maybe a £10 at the most. I don't think this wasn't in the box. Hornby product code is R60265, and Hornby are looking for £25.99 sterling. Work that out now. So it's going to be a good bit more in euros now. I got this for, we'll say, a tenner. I think it was a tenner. So that's £8.77. Absolutely. It's actually the same item. It's exactly the same item. So there's something definitely wrong with the pricing of coaching stock. You should be able to build up, you know, a nice rake of coaches, a nice rake of wagons, and put them behind your locomotive. But what the manufacturers are they're looking for, you can't do it directly from them anymore. And the retailers, they've only got so much wiggle room on prices. So let me know what you think. As long as there's shops around, like the guy I go to, that's the kind of people I'm going to go to get my rolling stock and build up a fleet of stock. So there's me rant over, and there you go. There's food for thought. If you've got any questions or queries on it, what's your experience of Mull Railway rolling stock and the expense of it? It's so expensive. So that's it for this video. Until then, everyone take care, look after yourselves, and I will be coming out with a new video as soon as I can. Until then, everyone look after yourselves, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care. Bye.